Una from Oz here. Thanks for joining me in the studio today. I've already made a few journals, even though it's only barely a week into 2025. But what I've been meaning to do for quite a long time is use this old book published in 1979, Janet Marsh's Nature Diary. It's a British book, and make a junk journal. It's a lovely book. It has some beautiful illustrations, but it also has pages with words. So what I've done is I have used a bit, so I have chopped it up a little bit here and there, and there's a few odd pages. But what I thought I might do is use some of these images, because I do love nature and I do a lot of nature themes in my art journaling and my junk journaling. So what I thought I might is use some of these images in the journal itself. It's quite a reasonable sturdy paper. I think it's a bit sturdier than what we get, but it is a softer paper. I think it would rip easy if I wasn't careful with it. But it is a bit old, it is falling apart, and I thought I might as well do something with it, because I certainly am not going to read it. And it does have some lovely images. So here is my setup that I've done so far. Rather than spend hours and hours of you watching my video, chopping up paper, because I certainly don't make long videos, I'll show you what I've done. So here is my cover. I haven't put it together, but I've sort of organised it. So here's my cover. I actually wanted this on the front page, but when I glued the two pages together to make a sturdy cover, it really wanted to go this way, and I didn't want to fight with it. So this is my cover. I've glued two pages together, and I've stitched around the edge. I've just used a very neutral sort of light brown thread. Sometimes I use black, sometimes I use a more golden brown, but I thought this one was good. I'll just give you an idea of the size of this. So it is just over 5 inches high and about 4 1/4 inches wide. In centimetres, that is 10.5 by 13. I was going to make it a bit bigger, but sometimes I find bigger junk journals get away from me. So I think this is quite a reasonable size. It's big enough that I've got some enough space to work with, but not too overwhelming. So what I've also done is I've cut my pages out, but I turned some in and stitched it. I do like the sewing machine stitching, so I've turned the flap in and stitched it to actually make a pocket. So I've just got some plain pages. Some of them have got images on and some of them don't. This one I cut a page a bit shorter and put it across to make 2 top pockets. Of course, I'm going to stitch down the middle. I like the idea of stitching with a sewing machine. That really appeals to me. It saves a lot of mucking about. So another plain page. So some of these I'll decorate. Some of these will be not as much. Another pocket, but this one's on the other side. And some plain pages. And I've done a more ornate page for the middle. So this sort of all goes together like this. I even remembered to colour the edges of the pocket bits before I stitched them together, which I normally don't do. There's a little bit of journal creep. I don't mind my junk journals looking a bit shabby. I like the handmade edit. So all I've got to do now, apart from colour the edges of the pages, is actually just, I'm going to run this, hold it together with clips and run the sewing machine down the centre. So that is the start of it, and hopefully I will be able to get onto it. There's a little bit more journal creep there. I do tend to trim the pages a little bit with the scissors if they're sticking out a little bit too much. I generally don't mind, but I haven't a huge idea of how I'm going to decorate this. I haven't sort of thought about it much at the moment. I tend to just run with it as I'm going and see what happens. But anyway, I hope to use some of these and some other images I've got from books and magazines to decorate. So I'll go and finish this journal off, and I'll come back and give you a look.